On this episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, you got your boy Lydell Dinero back in the building with episode 241. We got some stuff to talk about today. The NBA playoffs is starting. We got the play-in tournament. We got the NBA playoff bracket so far. The numbers, two down because the play-in tournament's for the eighth spot now. These games are for the eighth spot. 7 spots have been selected in the play-in tournament. Now we're just waiting for the 8 spots. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. A little bit of pop culture and some TV shows that we've been tracking. Daredevil's finale. We just got, what else we got here? Dreamcon is coming. Last of Us just came back. Some Black Mirror stuff to talk about. There's a lot of stuff going on right now in pop culture and cinema corner. So a lot to talk about in this episode. Again, it's episode 241. It's just me. I know you guys are disappointed there's no guest this time, but it's just me, episode 241 of the Best of Bias Podcast, your favorite podcast of the spring. The hottest podcast out right now. If you're new, thank you for clicking play. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me today, and you're here with the Best of Bias family today. Where else could you be? Where's the better place to be? Nowhere. You don't even have to answer that question. But yeah, let's get right to it. No more long talking. Where that theme song at? It's right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right to it. Yeah.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Happy Friday, happy weekend, happy whatever day you listen to this podcast, this brilliant podcast, the Best of Bias Podcast, starring yours truly, Lydell Dinero. Thank you, everybody, for coming back. It's the first time. Welcome here. Welcome to this brilliant podcast where we talk about everything and everything you want to talk about. You got some bias. You got some biases. Bring them to the table. We're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss it no matter what it is. We're going to bring different aspects and different mindsets to it and see if we can make it entertaining to you, make it something worth listening to. You know what I'm saying? We do this every week, weekly podcast. You know what I'm saying? Not really the biggest following yet, but every follower counts, every listener counts. So thank you for being here. I hope you hit the subscribe button, hit the play button more often. And I'm happy to see you here today. Today is, again, whatever day you click play. Before we get into any shenanigans, I like to always check on everybody's mental health and how they're doing this week. I know this week is the heat is out, the sun is out. So it's getting a little hotter out there. I know your managers and your bosses are probably running you up a wall if you're working out there. If you're looking for jobs, I know it's hard out there in these streets, so hopefully that's been going well for you. Hopefully everybody's doing well health-wise. Sometimes, you kind of put your health to the side and don't realize as we get older, we should have been checking up on ourselves a long time ago to see what's going on. So hopefully you're in a stage of your life where you're able to be mindful of your health and you're doing well right now. If not, hopefully you're able to find the help you need to get you where you need to be, because we're always supporting good health on this side, and we always want you to do well. Before we talk about anything podcast related, before we get into any shenanigans, we like to make sure you're doing well. So hopefully you are. If not, man, hopefully you can reach out to somebody or have a source. You want to talk to me, I'm here for y'all. Not to be morbid or anything, but you know what I'm saying, I just want to spread that love. You know what I'm saying? There's real shit going on in the world, and before I like to talk about my sports, pop culture, movies, and everything we love to talk about here, I just want to, again, make sure everybody's doing well. But yeah, I'm doing okay myself. It's the end of the week. Finally made it. The week has been kind of crazy for me. Stressing out at the 9 to 5, kind of just struggling through it, but happy to be here to talk to you guys. Like I said, you guys are always my venting session. You guys are always where I can go and let my outmost feelings out, especially when I get out here and talk to people that are kind of like-minded like me, like my guests, the family members I always have on, aka Damo, Johnny Mac, Rons, Ash Wash. I'm missing all you guys. Haven't seen you guys in a minute, but I've been feeding information still. There's a lot still going on out there. NFL, I keep saying NFL. NFL is about to have a draft, so that is kind of relevant. I don't know why that's firstly on my mind, but NBA, we're getting right into the playoffs. You know what I mean? This is way more pressing than NFL. We're going to talk about the NFL when we get into the September months. But now the NBA, we're in the playoff. Shit's getting weird. Shit's getting really weird. The West, I always talk about the West is just getting crazier and crazier. We know that the West was really cramped up towards the end of the season. And it finished with a doozy. Everybody kind of did what they're supposed to do, and it got a lot clearer to see who was going to play in the West. The playing games were going crazy. All my Warriors fan friends out there, I know you guys didn't finish the season where you necessarily wanted to finish. You guys were finishing with the intention of not having to go to the playoffs at all, but they did their thing. I'll talk about that in a little bit here. Oh, I didn't even get the scores down. Fuck, I should have. But yeah, the playoffs are amongst us starting this weekend, and they get a little clearer. But let me just go over the standings and some of the playoff matchups we may be seeing. Firstly, in the West, of course, the best is in the West, so I'm gonna start there and talk mostly about them anyway. But OKC versus whoever the eighth seed may be, which may be Dallas or Memphis. Memphis lost to Golden State in the 7-8 game. So they are playing for the 8 seed against Dallas, who won against Sacramento in the 9-10 game. So the winner of that moves on to play OKC. I know it's kind of like a hard battle to end up facing somebody who's probably going to whoop you anyways. But the playing it adds a whole new aspect to the NBA. People kind of get bored during the lull of the regular season. A lot of starters don't play, and a lot of teams start tanking and kind of, giving up and trying to play for draft picks early in the year, knowing that they're not going to win the championship. So the play-in tournament kind of keeps everybody on their toes. Everybody down to the 10 seed on each side is able to still make a chance or be in that play-in tournament to have a chance to get that 8 seed. So it's kind of more intriguing that way. For all those who didn't know there is a play-in tournament. I think it's like the third year of the play-in tournament. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the times the 10 seed and the 9 seeds aren't very good anyways. So it's kind of like just having the bad teams play and not be able to tank ultimately because they're ultimately just kind of playing in for who plays the top 2 seeds, and the top 2 seeds are usually really good teams. So in this case, again, Dallas and Anthony Davis and those bigs of Dallas were able to beat Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan out there in Sacramento, even though Sacramento was the higher seed at 9. Everybody thought Nico Harrison was selling. Got rid of Luka. We all know what happened there, and we all see what the Lakers are doing now with no return. We saw Kyrie getting hurt. AD was hurt for a little bit and wasn't really playing for a while, and all the other bigs, Lively, Gafford, even PJ Washington, all were getting hurt as well. So everybody was on Nico Harrison's neck. The GM for the Dallas Mavericks, who traded Luka, who was instrumental in that trade that everybody says was his fault, really. The stadium's all cheering and booing him every time he shows his face. The NBA cameras are on his face nonstop. Um, it seems like a hard position for him to be in, but for the team to still be able to keep the 10 seed and still be in the running for the play-in and do what they did to Sacramento. Everybody thought Sacramento was going to win Sabonis, Levine, DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? Those 3 people could, put up a fight against OKC if they actually made it in the playoff. But Anthony Davis being the force that he is with the 3 other bigs that they have available, the guards can just be serviceable. Dante Exum, Dinwiddie, all these guys. Like they had a rookie off the bench shooting threes or just nailing shit, and those bigs is out there working. They add size, and if you don't have a couple of bigs on your team, you won't really be able to compete. They'll be able to out hustle you and rotate those players in. So Jason Kidd and Nico Harrison over there still have a chance to do a little something. Who knows how the OKC. Well, let me see. Actually, I'm getting a little ahead of myself because Dallas still has to play Memphis, and Memphis is hungry themselves. They did lose their first playing game, but since they were the 8 seed, they get another chance against the 9-10 seed to keep that 8 seed. They lost to the Warriors and Steph Curry, and Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler showing out in the playoffs right now in the play-in. Everybody thought he was kind of old and washed, and Jimmy Butler was just going to go to the Warriors and not really make that much of a difference. Everybody thought Steph Curry was washed and couldn't do anything. His twilight was up. But no, they're showing that they can go out there and do something, though they did kind of flounder towards the end of the season and have to play in the play-in, and then they're the 7th seed. But they're doing their thing. They're up 20 at one point in the game against the Grizzlies. They were able to fight back. You know what I mean? The Grizzlies were led by John Morant and Desmond Bane, putting up like about, I think, 20 and 30. I think they both had at least over 28 points. But it wasn't enough because I know Jimmy Butler had 38. I know Steph had 36. And them doing their thing along with the defense and size that the Warriors were able to have. And keep Jaren Jackson out of the paint and unable to score, and kept John Morant kind of shooting desperation threes. Bane was able to score at will, kind of, but he was in foul trouble early. So they kind of neutralized it that way and were able to get a big lead. Steph Curry was definitely doing his thing towards the end of the game, making the threes that he needs to make to get, you know, get the team that 7 seed to play against the Rockets, who they think they can beat. And they're young. The top 2 seeds, man, the 8 seed or the 1 seed OKC and the number 2 seed, young guys. Last year they were pretty good too, made a good run, but they weren't ready to, take the next step. Lost in the playoffs. OKC lost to, I believe, it was Dallas. You know what I mean? And then last year the Rockets kind of floundered towards the end of the season. I think they got Ime Udoka late. I'm not 100% sure. But this year with the addition of, I think it's Amen Thomas over there, along with Dylan Brooks and all them, they're scrappy on defense. And if they get their offense, I don't know if they're consistent enough on offense to be able to score with the Warriors. But their defense, we saw a game where they played the Warriors and they held Steph to 3 points and kind of got in his head. You know what I mean? So if they're able to do that, they could win that game. But everybody's putting their money on the Warrior just because of the experience, and the Rockets really haven't been there before. So a lot of people are rolling with the Warriors to do their thing. Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green. To put the clamps on the scores, they do have the Jalen Greens, Fred VanVleet. Um, Hopefully Draymond Green can stop Sengun, because he can score, he can pass, he can do a lot of the things that Jokic can do, but he's not as big. So I think Draymond could handle that. So who knows? But when it comes down to that 8 seed game, Memphis versus Dallas, I don't know, man. Again, that those bigs, having that many bigs, is kind of an X factor for Dallas, especially with only having Jaren Jackson over there on the Grizzlies. It's like, you have Zach Edey, but Zach Edey isn't really as skilled. He's big as fuck, but Anthony Davis is big and he can foul Zach Edey out real easy. Gafford could, put some fouls on him, box him out, just throw a body on him. And Jaren Jackson, you saw how frustrated he was able to get during the Warriors game, and they don't even have a big. So it's going to be interesting to see how that series goes. OKC, we'll see. They're going to be well rested, young team, won a whole bunch of games, really, really confident. But we'll see. Dallas has nothing to lose. Nico Harrison's job may be riding on it, so they'll be playing with desperation. If Memphis plays against OKC, John Morant's going to be out there trying to show that he still got it, and he could be the face of the league. Then he's up next. So it's dangerous either way you play it, and nobody really has had faith in OKC all year. So who knows how that's going to play out. But that game is on Friday. If you're listening to this after Friday, you already know the outcome of the play-in game. You know who the 8 seed is that's going to be taking on OKC at number 1. Again, I talked about it already. Houston's the other 2 seeds going to be playing the Warriors at the 7 seed. Lakers versus Minnesota. That's the 3 seed versus the 6 seed. And I'm really happy about this one. I ain't gonna lie to you, too. Two of the biggest enemies of the Denver Nuggets playing against each other, and only one can make it out if they are going to see us. That's exactly what I wanted to see, especially with the Rockets being on that side of the bracket too, man. Everybody was scared and trying to avoid OKC. No, sir. No, sir. I'm really happy the Lakers are playing those motherfuckers, Minnesota, because, dog, I don't know what it takes for us to beat Minnesota, but for some reason we cannot beat Minnesota. I think it's been six times in a row since we lost to them in the playoff. That last heartbreaking one where Russ fouled, who was it? Nikhil Alexander or whoever the fuck it was, McDaniels, one of the two of them motherfuckers fouled him at the last second and we lost the game. I don't know what it is, but we can't beat them. You know what I'm saying? And the Lakers have been wanting to get back forever, since last year when we took them out in the first round, and the year before that when we were fucking with them when we won the championship, talking shit. So they've been wanting to get at us too. You know what I mean? So they can't both get at us. So they have to play each other, which makes their fan bases turn on each other. And I'm here for it all. I'm here. All these fan bases that have been jumping into the Nuggets chat rooms and chat groups, talking all that shit that you suck this, talking all that shit about our coach getting fired, talking all that shit about our GM, talking all that shit about how Jokic saying ain't this, ain't that, how SGA is so much better this year, and all that bullshit. Y'all duke it out, and we'll see what happens with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And the Warriors in Houston, whoever wins out of that, you got to play them too. So if the Warriors play the Lakers in the next round, the Warriors play Minnesota in round two, and they eliminate each other, I love it. I love that side of the bracket. On the other side, you already know I'm gonna talk about the Nuggets a little more in depth. We're playing the Clippers, the 5 seed there. Me, and I have no fear. We'll see how the first game turns out, and I may be able to change my prediction, but I probably won't. But I'm not really scared of the Clippers. You know what I mean? The Clippers don't really put fear in my heart as far as the matchups go. Though Norman Powell puts up a whole bunch of points, and James Harden could foul bait us because we foul a lot, and they could put up points. I like our matchups. I like our chances. Everybody downplays our roster, thinks the people we have wouldn't be able to stand up against the top-notch teams. Everybody's counting us out. No coach, no GM, blah, blah, blah. Chemistry is out the door. Jokic is the only player we have, blah, 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 blah. It's a lot of blah, 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 a lot of casual shit going on. I know you guys don't watch. I know you guys don't care about the Nuggets. It's not a big market team, so you guys don't talk about the team on TV and all these media outlets all the time. And when you do, it's kind of disrespectful. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, Jokic is the whole team. Without Jokic, the team would suck and it'll be a G League team. Though, you know, some of it may be true. It's like they're trying to say the Nuggets are good, but disconnect the Nuggets being good from them actually being good and saying it's only because we have Jokic. Jokic is a great player, 3-time MVP, Finals MVP, breaking all these records. This year, the only center to ever average a triple double. The accolades continue to stack, and they're not going to stop. They probably will continue to happen in the playoffs. 60-point double double or triple double, 40-20-20 games. It's a lot. You know, if you've been following basketball, you heard about basketball, you know Jokic is. If you're following the game, you know about his accolades. But it's just different, man. Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. When we won the championship in the year after, they were the greatest players on earth. You know what I'm saying? Nobody beats the Nuggets in a 7-game series. You believed in us so much. But now, all of a sudden, I get it. I'm just tired of the excuse. Oh, you lost KCP. Oh, you lost Bruce Brown. So you're not going to be the same, bro. How much did you fucking watch Nuggets basketball for you to say that? Though Bruce Brown did come up clutch defensively in the championship runs in situations, and you did see him putting up points and flurries. You did see KCP doing the same thing and try to do the same thing the year after. It kept the defense up and was in the running for defensive player of the year. I get it. I get it. But it's not about that. As you can see, there is conflict in our back office. No coach wanted to budge on how to make the team better. They were just more so focused on who was right or who was going to be right, or it was a dick swinging contest when they weren't really trying to focus on us winning more championships. That we thought we were good. Maybe the coaches and GMs and everybody thought we would just be good just because we had Jokic and we wouldn't have to worry about anything else. We can just coast and keep everything the same. But nah, it's not working that way. And I get it. I get it. The media, you don't watch enough games. You don't watch all 82 like I do for you to be able to say and make claims that we're not good or you don't trust us. I get it. You're casuals. You don't watch shit but what's on ESPN or the Lakers or you know, I feel like you don't even watch OKC enough to make statements that you're making that they're going to be so dominant against every team in the playoffs, man. Because I feel like they can lose a first round series, bro. Like you saw what happened on the Lakers game when SGA wasn't getting all the calls. You saw what was happening there. What happens when they hold their whistle against? Well, see, I think they won't hold their whistle against the 8 seed because they're not going to be a star that's prominent enough for people to be like, oh, that's a bad whistle, or complain, or make a stink enough for it to even matter. I get it. You're probably going to push them, force the OKC past round one, but when it gets to round two, they're really going to see whether it be the Nuggets or the Clippers. They'll be real teams. You know what I'm saying? Don't let me downplay the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Norman Powell, they even got Ben Simmons in the cut. He's a big defender, though he's not gonna, Ben Simmons. Yeah, I know you guys are like, what the fuck? But no, he's a big body. They got fucking Chris Dunn out there they're trying to say that Chris Dunn is somebody. He's a defender, but I remember when he got drafted, it was a lot of years after that where Chris Dunn was a nobody. He was getting picked up off of waivers and getting signed up team after team. You know what I mean? No offense, but I used to sign Chris Dunn in 2K all the time when he was coming out. He was the point guard I always liked because he had the handles out. You know what I'm saying? He had the handles. You know what I'm saying? It could pass good. You know what I'm saying? But Kevin Dunn don't put no fear in my heart. I get it. Their bench, it can be considered deep because you have Norman Powell coming off the bench. You have a Bogdanovich now. You have depth. I get it. I get it. I get it. But we still got some people that come off the bench that can make some noise. Russell Westbrook, Peyton Watson, um, DeAndre Jordan give us some minutes. Everybody's talking about Zubats and how he's gonna put up. He's the best center against Jokic. We gonna see. We gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Gordon, lock up Kawhi Leonard. Christian Brown, do what you can against Harden. I know he's going to foul bait. Just try not to get in foul trouble. You get in foul trouble, bring in Russ. That, you know what I'm saying? Kawhi, you start to push Aaron Gordon around a little bit. He get in foul trouble throwing Peyton Watson. Hopefully, Julian Strawther can give us some buckets. You know what I'm saying? Our defense, I mean, our rotation may not go very deep like other teams do. That was a common trend this year. Just get a whole bunch of players that can play a little bit and just rotate them in, and that means your team is good because you have super depth. But if a team like ours with Jamal, MPJ, Jokic all playing on an offensive level that they know they can, with MPJ, Christian Brown, I mean, excuse me, Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon playing defense and scoring like we've seen them do over the year, like we could be unstoppable. We just have to do it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when you are that good for so long, I wouldn't say for hella long, but coming off a title, it's like you feel like you know everything the next season, and then after that season you may lose, and you're like, okay, we know what we did wrong that season. Let's do it this season. But I still feel like in the back of your head, there's like, oh, it's 82 games, and I can coast through some of these. I ain't gotta go all out, all 82. Um, I think the Nuggets have that switch and they can turn it on, and they're gonna show everybody because everybody thinks that Kawhi Leonard's back after not playing 80,000 games, but Jamal Murray can't be back after missing the time he missed. Kawhi won 2 championships. Jamal won one. I'm not really putting Kawhi and Jamal on the same level as players, but I'm just saying, if an injured player and a player can come back, an older player like Kawhi Leonard, why can't Jamal Murray come back and put on a show and be playoff Jamal? But anyways, you know who I'm picking in that series. I spent way too much time talking about that anyways, but it was a nugget, so I had to go on that rant. But again, the 1 seed, we're waiting to see who OKC is going to play between Memphis and Dallas. The 2 seed, Houston's playing Warriors. Lakers, 3 seed are playing Minnesota, and Denver, of course, is playing LA Clippers. Home advantage goes to OKC, Houston, Lakers, and Denver, so they all have the home advantage for the first series. In the East, we have the 1 seed, the Cavaliers, who was playing well all year. Towards the end, they kind of slowed down a little bit. We thought they was going to break records with their win streaks and the amount of wins they get in the season, but they came down a little bit towards the end of the year. We still have Evan Mobley running in the running, who should win Defensive Player of the Year. Donovan Mitchell is definitely a candidate, should be at least in the top 6 for MVP this year. So he's having a hell of a season. The resurgence of Garland, and what's my guy's name with the freaking afro? His name is slipping my mind right now. It's fucking with me. Anyways, their team is looking good. They've been coasting, I think, towards the end of the season because they've been so good and had the 1 seed locked up for so long. But they're waiting to see who wins out of the Heat and the Bulls for their game. They're playing bracket, bro. It was terrible. The Orlando Magic whooped the shit out of the Bulls, and the Bulls kind of no, it wasn't. No. I think the Heat whooped the shit out of the Bulls, right? Was that what it was for the? No. It was the who was it? What? I think the Heat were playing Atlanta and whooped the shit out of them. Damn, no. Okay, Orlando was playing Atlanta. Orlando whooped the shit out of Atlanta. And then we had the Bulls versus the Heat, and the Heat whooped the shit out of the Bulls. So the Heat are playing let's see, the Heat are playing Atlanta now to see who moves on for the 8 seed. Trae Young doing some crazy shit. Trae Young, I feel like he's always in the play-in or always goes out in the first round of the playoffs. So I feel like unless he gets traded, he's not really going to go any further. But the shit that he was doing, getting ejected, but taking the ball from the ref, doing that weird shit, bro, come on. If you're going to do anything, bro, you got to be a little mature. You got Dyson Daniels playing his heart out and some of the younger players out there doing their shit, man. You got to lead them if you're going to make any noise in the East, even though you guys are going to get whoops by the Cavaliers if you do win the 8 seed anyways. But at least be a good influence, man. People are getting crazy out there on the basketball court. Boston, the number 2 seed, is playing Orlando since, again, they did whoop Atlanta in the 8-7 game. Then you have the Knicks versus Detroit, which is going to be an interesting series for sure. The Knicks getting Karl Anthony Towns, them getting another chance in the playoffs after being good last year, them really having a good shot at it this year, having a really good chance right there being the 3 seed. But Detroit, Cade Cunningham and company coming up, making some noise after having a terrible season last season, coming out this year and having a great season. One for the books actually for Detroit. It's been a while since they were in the playoffs. And it's gonna be a dogfight. Anything can happen in that game because again, the Detroit Pistons were playing great at the end of the season, beating pretty good teams. So we're gonna see how they end up playing against Brunson and company. But I think the Knicks are gonna have that one. And in the most boring series of the of the playoffs, Indianapolis versus Milwaukee. Milwaukee should win that. Dame Lillard should be coming back from the blood clot. Shout out him for getting better. Unprecedented recovery, new type of, I guess, surgery that is, or treatment that's helping him get better. Shout out Dame, and hopefully he comes back and is able to possibly help Giannis get his second championship and validate his stay out there in Milwaukee, or else he's probably going to dip out of there, and that's going to be crazy to see. But again, it's going to be Cavaliers as the 1 seed playing either the Heat or Atlanta. Then we have Boston, the 2 seed, playing Orlando, the 7 seed. The Knicks playing against Detroit, and Indiana playing against Milwaukee. But that's it for the NBA. Talked a little bit about my spiel. I can make some picks. I got OKC whoever they play. I got Warriors over Houston. I got Minnesota over the Lakers, and I got Denver over the Clippers on the West side. Then I got Cavaliers over whoever they play, Boston over Orlando, Knicks over Detroit, and Milwaukee over Indianapolis. But as the series goes on and as it gets closer to the second round, I'll give you guys more picks going slowly through the playoffs. But NBA playoffs is here, y'all. Put your money in, get your bets in now. You know what I'm saying? I want a little bit of money the last couple of days on Prize Picks. Shout out Prize Picks. If you guys want to sponsor the pod, holla at me. Please holla at me. But some other random sports topics here. Paige Becker goes #1 to the Dallas Wings in the WNBA Draft. Congratulations to her. It's been a long time coming. I didn't really follow her whole career, but I've been hearing about her when she was in college. She did have a major injury while she was there. Wasn't able to win a championship with her team. But this year she was able to do her thing. Last year they lost, I believe. I think they lost to, if I'm not mistaken, it was either uh Iowa or Juju in them, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not mistaken. But they weren't able to get it done last year, but they were finally able to get it done this year against South Carolina, smacking them. I talked about that a little bit last week. So it was just a matter of time before we all knew she was going to go 1 overall. Paige, yeah, she's been impressive this year, man. Just not only by her winning the national championship, the first national championship for not the first one, but the first since 2016 for Gino Auriemma. I think it's his 12th national championship in women's basketball, some crazy shit like that. It's nuts. So for that team to do that and probably have a roster that's all returning besides Paige Becker, I believe it was like 1 or 2 other players on the team that got drafted. Yeah, the team was good. And for her to be, what was it, a shareholder in Unrivaled as it was coming out last year, and her already being, pretty much flushed in NIL, been there for a couple of years, got a national championship. Of course, is going #1 in the WNBA draft. It's all coming together for her. And I don't want to give all the credit to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, but that whole wave and the whole NIL made it possible for, I don't know, me personally think these women in the WNBA and NCAA women's to get money and kind of make a comparable wage to the NBA, though they're not at all in any way close to what the NBA players get paid. But the NIL allows a good wage going through college, and then the I think let me see, the first year rookie contract for the WNBA is only $78,000. Her not only being a stockholder in Unrivaled gave her some money for that, but she also signed to a team. I don't know exactly which team it was for Unrivaled, but that contract alone is $200,000 a year. So that, along with the contract for the WNBA, $278,000 at least, and then you're in Dallas, no state income tax with all your endorsements you'll get for WNBA and your NIL money. She's sitting pretty, and again, that's setting the stage for a lot of other women that are coming up in the WNBA and women's basketball for the WNBA or NCAA for women's. Um, it's amazing. It's amazing to see the business acumen and what is being taught and passed down through the channels. You see what Flage is doing. She has all kind of commercials, all kind of NIL deals. Um, Keeps going back. You see her keep going back to college and playing basketball, trying to win a national championship along with get all the NIL money she can, without having the pressures of joining the WNBA and being regulated and kind of like uh, minimized to the little wages that she would be making. She can wait, then WNBA will wait for her. And when she does declare and she's ready to come out, they'll gladly have her. You know what I'm saying? So I commend all the ladies and all the college players in general, staying a little bit longer, especially in the, NCAA for men's. A lot of the men there, a lot of ones winning championships are staying there to play. Our older players that aren't one and done type of players that are going to get drafted first round or right away. So why not stay at the school, keep making money, possibly win a national championship, and get money that you may not have made if you try to declare and not got drafted high or drafted at all. So I think it's really cool. Congratulations to Paige. Congratulations to everybody drafted. Congratulations to the Valkyrie for their first draft. I can't wait to get out to a game out there in San Francisco to see the Valkyrie play. Shout out to everybody that was drafted. Kiki again, you know what I'm saying? Seeing her and her family out there was beautiful. Where did she go? Did she go to Washington Mystics, if I'm not mistaken? I think that's where she went. But her, playing at Stanford, then playing at USC, being, California all the way is just kind of cool to see her get drafted as well. I'm still missing Juju, man. Shout out Juju. Hopefully you're getting better. This tournament would have been yours, though you would have not really came out in this draft or declared for this draft. I can't wait to roll out. But when you're getting drafted and what team it is that you're getting drafted by, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. And I'm excited to see what the WNBA has in store for us this year. I was really excited last year following Sabrina and the Liberty. But there's a lot of players that I'm interested in, a lot of information that I gained, a lot of players that I became more knowledgeable about during the Unrivaled tournament, a lot of players that I really want to follow. So seeing all the players that really wanted to win Unrivaled, wanted to win the one-on-one tournament, you know what I'm saying? That hunger and that get back is all going to be brewing up and ready to go in the WNBA season. So I like how that intrigue is added with the addition of the Unrivaled and the addition of these electric players into the draft that everybody wants to see. We had Haley Van Lith get drafted to the Chicago Sky with Angel Reese and Camila Cordozo. I think I said Caballo last time because I was about to say that shit again. Camila Cordozo. So seeing them reunited, they were playing together at LSU before Haley transferred someplace else, and seeing them reunited against the old rival, and Caitlin's gonna be good, and they're already selling it at box office. They had to move it to a bigger arena so everybody can get up in there. So I'm hoping with a lot of the trades that happened this year, a lot of the movement, a lot of the intrigue from the Unrivaled season could add a lot of intrigue to the season this year, and it's gonna be great. Can't wait to see it. Also, Rory McIlroy wins the Masters this year and completes the Grand Slam, wins the US Open in 2011, PGA Championships in 2012 and 14, the US Open Championship in 2014, and the Masters this year. So I believe it is all the major, like 4 major championships, or is it all the major championships? Um, 7 times I mean, yeah. Yeah. It's the first, yeah. It's pretty epic. Me, I'm not really that big of a golf guy, but I'm kind of getting more into it as I got my clubs and my family is out actually taking me out there to golf more and since I've been putting bets on it on Prize Picks. So I've been kind of getting into it and hearing Rory's story about how he won a lot early and he kind of got in his head and kind of was going through shit. And then last year at the US Open, the letdown there, him missing those putts when he could have won. And hearing the story before the Masters started, how cool it would be to see him win, and everybody just wanting to see that. And then the drama of the playoff towards the end of the match, we thought Rory was gonna blow it again. It was gonna be a big meltdown, but to be able to see him do it and complete the journey, complete the Grand Slam, I think he's only the fifth person in history to do it. So seeing all that come to fruition, seeing the intimate moment of him hugging his family, seeing him being jacketed, and all the other players look upon him and be like, "Man, you did that," and be so happy for him as well. Seeing the camaraderie of the sport, and me personally, just seeing so many people be so happy for him afterwards. It's like, yeah, people love golf. People love Rory McIlroy. People love the intrigue of what Tiger was able to do back in the day when he was doing it, how he won so much and the pressures of the things that Rory was going through and all the other golfers, Bryson DeChambeau, and all these other guys that kind of blew it, the Justin Roses, the pressure they go through. It just kind of looking back and knowing how clutch Tiger was and how much pressure he was under. He just went out there and did it all the time. You know what I mean? It kind of brings more appreciation towards him in the sport. So again, shout out to Rory. Sorry, I don't have a huge spill like everybody else does. Again, I'm not really too knowledgeable about the history of all the game and all the accolades and records that were broken, but I'm just happy I was able to witness it. And again, we were talking about last week about all the records and being broken and all the history being shattered in the sports books, all the track runners breaking records. It's just crazy to see. I'm happy that we're around to see it because, yeah, I'm not going to say these records will never be broken again, but the records have been sitting up here for so long for a reason. It's not that easy to happen. So a lot of people don't get to see that happen in their lifetime. So I'm happy that our generation got to witness it. You know what I'm saying? Millennials got it, man. Got it made, man. Nothing's better than our millennial generation. We can fight about it if you'd like, but we got it, man. We were right in the middle of everything. We were new to some shit, but we learned how to advance on that shit. And then when shit's getting super advanced, we're young enough to learn how to adapt it before it really takes off. So, cell phones, TV, internet, video games, Uber, like all the shit that these millennials have seen and are still able to adapt to. You know what I'm saying? Still living by the old vibes of the olden people, but also trying to adapt and live with the younger people, the tech generation, the shortcut generation. And then we have the old work hard, hands-on, get it out the mud generation that's all against the other side. And we're right here in the middle, taking both sides in and having a frustrating time doing it. But this side is getting all the money easy. This side has all the money because it was easier to make it back then. And we sitting here in the middle trying to make sense of how the fuck we've been working all this hard trying to get the money that they had back then. But the kids nowadays get the money so fast and they ain't got the discipline or the morals of the old time work hard method. What have we been learning all these years? You know what I'm saying? They said the millennials was the generation that is the most educated, but doesn't get paid like it and use that education the least. You feel me? Like, what do we do? What do we do? Anyways, let me not go on a rant like that. Before we get out of that, before we get out of sports and get into some pop culture and cinema corner, Travis Hunter, man, he's saying that rather than play one side of the ball, this man rather quit football in general. Travis, yeah, bruh, I hope you're the best player. I really do. This might sound sarcastic, and I'm a sarcastic ass guy, but bruh, I really hope you're the best player coming out that ever touched the green grass because, bro, that should not be a stipulation for you playing football, let alone being drafted. Because, bro, nobody in football has I would say, I mean, I don't know if Dion, because I was a little bit before my time, I don't know if he regularly played snaps on both sides of the ball, hella snaps like Travis Hunter wants to do like he was doing in college. I don't think anybody has ever done that. And I don't care how good of an athlete you think you are, I don't think you're able to do that shit in the NFL. Like you think that just because in college people would not throw to your side as a cornerback, you know what I'm saying? And you had energy enough to go to the offensive side of the ball and make plays, that's going to happen in the NFL. Now, you're a rookie. They're going to target you off the bat, be hitting you all day. And then after that, after getting hit, you're going to try to line up on the other side of the ball and go out there and run some routes. Bro, you're going to be a decoy every time because they're going to purposely try to gas you out by throwing it your way. So you can't play the other side of the ball. I get it. I get what you want to do. I get what you're trying to set as precedent for. If you're playing both sides of the ball, you're a corner and a receiver. Give me that corner and receiver money. I get it. I get it. And you could just be a lover of football and you want to be on the field all the time, and taking you off the field isn't something you want to do. So playing both sides of the ball keeps you on the field for the love of the game. Yeah. But bro, I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I feel like teams are gonna tell him what he wants to hear just to get him in the building, but I'm sure he'll learn fast enough being at the practices, having to jump from group to group, having to do all the drills with them. I think they're gonna try to weed him out of it by making him practice hella hard and make a decision. You know what I'm saying? And once they got that, once you're on the team, what you gonna do? You gonna ask that you can't play there no more? They got you for 5 years, so it sounds good now, but I mean, you're gonna have to go to a franchise like the Browns that are able to have you on offense because they ain't got nobody on defense, and well, maybe they can let you play on offense because they don't have enough offensive weapons. But if you have a corner on your team like Denzel Ward and some other coverage DBs out there, you can be a little bit more liability out there at corner because they have you covered with other DBs, but. I don't know. Me personally, I think he's gonna play one side of the ball. Me personally, I think he should play corner, especially if he goes to the Browns. Him and Denzel Ward, and we shut. I mean, maybe they can use him in some kind of packages, but I said they should draft a receiver in a later round. You have Jerry Jeudy, who was showing out last year. They still have David Njoku. I don't know if Nick Chubb is still playing. I thought he was a free agent, but they may have re-signed him. Um, yeah, yeah. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But Tampa Bay, I don't know who we're gonna draft anymore. Draft is next week. That's why I'm actually even talking about this. It starts on the 26th, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say it starts Thursday now. First two rounds are Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and then the rest of it are Sunday. Because I know they start a little bit earlier now. But it should be interesting, man. The Buccaneers, all this whole time, I thought we were going to draft linebacker Jahad Campbell out of Alabama because we lost Devin White and KJ Britt was it KJ Britt? KJ was KJ Britt? Yeah, he was trash. Anyways, whatever his name is, he's gone now. I thought we was gonna draft a linebacker that can pass rush, that can cover in space, but everybody's saying that he has a injury to his shoulder and he's gonna drop. So a lot of the shit that I've been seeing and a lot of the edge rushers that we've been talking about all season and hyping up are dropping to the second round. There's a Raku, Mike Green, and all the Georgia boys are gone by the time I see my mock drafts now. So it's leaving a lot of DBs to us that I'm seeing. I'm seeing the safety from South Carolina a lot. I'm seeing even people thinking about receiver because we're not getting Chris Godwin back until a little later. He's not going to be ready right away. So if we get a receiver falls to us and we can pick up a receiver, I can see that happening. I know there's linebackers we like later in the draft, so we can wait a round or two for that. Getting a DB, getting a safety like the one from South Carolina, maybe Starks from Georgia. Uh, Getting a DB to pair with Antoine Winfield, Tyke Smith, we still have Jamel Dean and Zion McCollum. Adding to that and those layers would be kind of beneficial. Helps our more coverage we have, gives our pass rushers more time to get to the quarterback, and our offense is already really good with the addition of Bucky Irvin, J Mac, and Kate Otten and Perham. A lot of people. We got a lot, and Mike Evans, of course, coming back, the GOAT. Offense is humming. I don't think it's going to change anything from last year. We just need to get defense. Middle of the field linebackers weren't able to ever cover anything. No pressure was ever able to be applied to the quarterback. And our cornerbacks just when it came down to covering too long, they got burnt. And Jamel Dean, you know how he's made out of glass. So yeah, I'm excited for the draft. I'm even down to trade back to get more players. I feel like this draft is jumbled. It's really top heavy. You have a couple of good players way up there at the top five. Then it kind of drops down in talent where you can kind of get more, similar talent in the second round. So we'll see what everybody does, man. I've been seeing a lot of mock drafts out there. If you got some mock drafts, some ideas of what your team's going to take, what the Buccaneers may take, let me know on the bottom down there. Leave some comments, man. I need more comments and more interaction from everybody, man. Let me know you watching and paying attention to the videos. I know I don't really I used to timestamp. Yeah, and the timestamps were able to get a lot more people interested and get the people going. Maybe I'll do timestamps for this episode. You'll see though. We'll see if we have some shit down there. Let me know if you guys see the timestamps or not. I'm probably not gonna do it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Moving on, pop culture. All I got is Coachella, man. Coachella has been looking disgusting this year. Maybe it's just the media portrayal of people that can't really get in, have all these bad things to say about how it is on the inside, just hating because they can't be there. But I'm hearing entry is terrible. I'm hearing the camping situations are terrible. When I was young, I'd always want to camp at Coachella because the experience seems so fun. But seeing the bare minimum of shit that they give you, especially for people that are paying $10,000 to stay in tents, the amenities are ugly as fuck. It's giving Fire Fest. Like, what the fuck is going on? Though the artists, there is some high caliber artists going out there to perform out there in, well, I don't know, somewhere near Palm Springs. I don't know exactly where Coachella is, but I don't know, man. I think the hype is way bigger than how much it's worth. I think a lot of the times people are just really hype beastie. I went to Coachella. I'm cool because I went to Coachella. I hear STDs are really rampant out there. Everybody having sex with each other. Everybody's damn near naked. I feel like people want it to be a Burning Man, but it's not a Burning Man. You know, uh, the tickets are hella expensive. I heard like half the people that went this year, over half the people that went this year, are doing payment plans for the tickets. Me personally, I don't knock nobody for doing a payment plan, but Coachella used to be, oh yeah, if I can afford. Well, first of all. Well, who knows how much it used to be. I remember EDC and Coachella tickets were the shit back in the days, and nobody was ever able to afford it. You know what I'm saying? I think I got EDC ticket one time and I sold that bitch, $400 type shit. But now I can imagine they're always probably hella more expensive. Um, but yeah, it's just crazy, man. I get it. Everybody, it's cool to go and for you to say that you win, or you just have a video of the aesthetic there, the content you can get there. Kind of, if you're a content creator, yeah, if you paid, I'm sure that you just getting content there and posting videos, you make your money back for the ticket anyways. But me personally, I don't know. I feel like the lineup has to be super amazing at Coachella. The situation has to be super right, and I'm staying at an Airbnb or a hotel in Palm Springs. I don't need to stay in a tent by the stages. I don't need to be in the very front. I don't need to be waiting in lines for people to brush their teeth and wash their funky asses. That's not for me. I mean, if it does really take 12 hours to get in that bitch, I don't even think the festival will be open for 12 hours, so that had to be a lie. But if it did take hella long to get in, I can get why people wanted to camp rather than coming in and out. Pause. No, I mean, no pun intended. But I don't know. Even the artists there that were epic, people didn't really appreciate. I saw Missy Elliott was there unappreciated. Everybody just wants to see fucking Playboy Cardi and Ken Carson and Lil Yachty and shit like that. No offense to any of those artists, but a lot of these festivals like that aren't like Rolling Loud. We like to see the classic acts and the legacy acts go out there and do their thing, but people are so young that actually go there now, that buy up all the tickets that they don't even really know. They're not cultured like that. So I heard Missy had like 4 or 5 outfit changes, doing her shit, doing hella hits from the past, but nobody really fucked with it because they didn't really know what it was. All young kids there, but you and they stream everything now, so older people wouldn't even get close to these events. So overall with younger people, it's like there's no motivation to even get out there and put yourself in those weird situations. And young YNs be doing the craziest shit. YWs, YLs, young Latinos, I don't know. Young everything's out there be acting crazy. So I'm not young no more. I'm not one to want to be amongst the young people like that in those kind of situations. But something I am, well, I don't want to be around young people in this situation, but a situation where I am really happy and really excited to be around people are for Dreamcon 2025. Man, I've been watching a lot of videos. I've been watching a lot of content from the past Dreamcons. Why didn't y'all tell me it was like this? I've been skating to Comic-Con LA. I've been skating to TwitchCon, CollectorCon, all these other cons, just with the regular folks, with the regular fanatics, with the regular nerds, you know what I'm saying? But this vibe, I can fucks with it. Houston, first and foremost. We got the minorities. We got the African Americans, man. Let me not even call them minorities because it's mostly black people. I ain't even gonna front with you, and I love it. All the people that are in these spaces at Comic-Con, at Collecticon, at all these cons that are very small minority, us being the black nerd, like the people that used to get made fun of, that don't, people like, oh, they're not cool. They watch cartoons, they watch superhero shit, they watch anime. Not everybody watches anime. Not everybody's trying to catch on, and it's gonna be cool for everybody real soon. All the NBA players and all the NBA teams are doing collabs. Every company is doing collabs with anime hopping on late. We know what it is. Comic Cons and everything also are places for those diehards and shit like that. But those cons kind of get the negative connotation of being for only nerds and being mostly for white and Asian nerds and overrun with people. You don't see many black people in the space. This con you will. Everybody there, all the black nerds, all the people that were told that they shouldn't be here, looked at funny for being in those spaces, being very small bit of people in a community that was so inclusive and so many more people needed to be involved with. But we finally got the opportunity to put it all together. Hip hop, sports, pop culture, anime, superheroes, everything you want to talk about, anything you want to do, everything this podcast encompasses, Dreamcon is going to provide. All your favorite streamers, Kai Cenat, Amp, but it's all about RDC World 1. Me personally, I can't tell you enough how influential they have been in me pursuing this podcasting career, me pursuing being a streamer, just being a personality, coming out of my shell to be who I am. You know what I mean? Back in the days, only cool professions or only cool side hobbies to do. You got to hoop, play some sports. You can rap a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe tell some jokes, saying dance a little bit. You know what I mean? But realistically, if you want to just be yourself, talk about the shit that you watch, talk about your interests, have a little bit of everything, you know what I'm saying? I don't really only belong to this niche group. I like hip hop. I like anime. I like superheroes. I like sports. I like to talk about it all. And I like to discuss it with everybody that talks about those communities or involved in those communities. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a discussion. I like it all to be in one spot. I don't like to have to go here for this, have to go here for this, have to go here for that. Nah. But DreamCon, you're putting it all together. Everybody that has common interest, everybody that likes everything, everybody that's interested in sports. They have dodgeball, basketball games, Mark Phillips, everybody in RDC world. Man, thank y'all. If y'all want to check out their a lot of shit they got skits everywhere. I know you see Mark Phillips in the squad all over YouTube doing skits and content together, putting that together. They're really big in the gaming sphere now. They be gaming all the time, putting that content on YouTube too. So them putting together a festival with thousands of people that come in there, they can game, they can talk shit about anime, have debates, have creators, have artists and voice actors all come to the con like a regular Comic Con as well, all with minorities, people of color, people just loving on each other. Basically, there's after parties, man. It's gonna be crazy. I'm excited to see it because it gives a little bit more of a twang than these other regular cons. You know what I'm saying? You might, go to a Comic Con and see fucking Scooby-Doo cast and they sing the Scooby-Doo theme song and the Teletubbies. They're on stage doing Teletubby shit. Nah, but DreamCon, it seems like the kind of festival that you can see. Leon Thomas was at the last one. I'm a dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like a place where you can possibly see Meg the Stallion come out on stage, perform, and then dude from Pokemon come out and sing a song. Then you have the theme song from Jujutsu Kaisen playing with a hip hop remix to it. Then they go ahead and play Back That Ass Up. And then you play the LeBron James song. Like, it's so much shit that could happen. Such a good environment, such a good place. Houston, the food, the people, the convention centers, the everything being so local. I'm excited to witness it. If you're going to be in town, May 3rd, May 30th through June the 1st, I believe, June the 2nd. It's gonna be out there in Houston at the convention center. If you're in Houston, hit me up. We're gonna be there. We turning up. The best of Bias will be on the scene, videos, all that jazz, all that shit. We getting it in. I say that every time. I try to get the videos every time. I think I did get a video for last Comic Con I went to. Me, Deshaun, Dijon plenty of people. We're gonna try to get the little mic so we can hear each other throughout all the shit that's going on. But it's gonna be a movie, and I'm happy you guys will be able to enjoy it with us. We're gonna bring y'all go live, all that shit. So Best of Bias, Instagram, Best of Bias, YouTube. Check it all out. We have plenty of shit for y'all that's coming up next month, just to get y'all ready for that. And then lastly, let's get into some cinema corner, man. Last of Us every Sunday just came out last Sunday. I'm gonna do a spoiler review right now for a couple of shows. I'm talking Daredevil and I'm talking Last of Us. So if you guys haven't seen the finale for Daredevil, if you haven't seen the first episode of season 2 for Last of Us, you fast forward a couple of minutes to where I'm telling you guys where to find me at and go into the theme song of the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to rant for a little bit on these two shows before we get up out of here, but. We are to the end of the pod, so if you do want to hop off now, you can go ahead and do so. But Last of Us, man, episode was cool. I wasn't the biggest fan of this episode. Based off where they left us off after season 1, I was expecting to come back into some action and seeing what the fuck was about to happen. He lied to Ellie, or not Ellie. They lied to Abby, is her name, right? They lied to Abby about was it Abby? Is it Ellie? Lied to the main character about having to save her and she was going to die or they're going to kill her if she stayed with them. And it time jumping to where they're in a society now, kind of ingratiated into the society. Joel is pretty much a big figure in the society. Everybody loves him. He's basically like the sheriff and then the construction where like the mayor, I would say. It's interesting to see that. But a lot of this episode was I gotta figure out if it was Abby or Ellie because that's gonna fucking bug the shit out of me if I don't. But this whole episode was kind of dealing with their relationship. I personally think that she knows he was lying about having to save her. I think she knew that she was gonna die, providing the cure, and she was ready for it if it meant saving everybody. But I can see how Joel kind of felt like he wanted to save her. That's his daughter now. What happened to his daughter? He felt very protective of her and didn't want to see her die. He's been through hella shit with her. The relationship they grew. It was too strong for her to let her die. So he capped everybody in that hospital, it, and and kept it moving and saved her. Let me see. Ellie. Yes, it is Ellie. So this whole episode, basically, Ellie is just giving him a hard ass time. We don't really know why. Joel is just trying to get closer to her and really have her be his daughter, but she's doing everything she can. She's 19 now to remind him that she is not his daughter, just being a dickhead and kind of really. She's doing weird shit all episode, thinking she's the toughest shit ever just because she can't turn into one of the creepers or one of the motherfucking zombies. I don't understand because she ain't got hands. The way she killed one of the zombies in the store, she just jumped on the back and started stabbing him in the face. She ain't got hands like that. So I don't really see. Again, I didn't play the game, so I don't know how badass we built her up to be towards this second game. But she didn't look like she had it. She's still hella small. She doesn't look like she really grew up that much. We see her fighting dude at the beginning, so I guess that gives us the idea that she can fight hand to hand and she's tougher than she really looks. But she still looks small and doesn't really look like she got any muscle mass or is working out hella but she has a gun. I mean, she's able to snipe. We saw that. She's out in the field sniping the zombies and she's getting better, fucking with Joel's brother. He's teaching her how to shoot. But her arrogance, man, she doesn't give a fuck about authority. I mean, I guess that's how teenagers are, especially her, even though she's 19, not really a teenager, the way that she had to grow up in the post-apocalyptic world kind of just kind of gave her, the mentality of a hardened little kid. You know what I mean? So she's pushing back. She has a crush on this girl in the episode for sure. I forgot her name. Let me see if I can get her name out of this last episode. What is it? See, see. Anyways, yeah, it's a girl in the first episode who is kind of liking Joel and kind of becoming kind of like a daughter figure to him. He doesn't really see her like that, really. But he's accepting it, man. He's not getting any love from Ellie. Her name is Dina. He's not really getting any love for Ellie, but Dina is really interested in Joel. So he's doing everything he can to get close to Joel. People saying that she might be kind of a little bit of a shit starter because I think she may be kind of trying to get close to Joel to make Ellie a little jealous. But at the same time, we see throughout the episode that Ellie really likes Dina, and Dina doesn't really present as liking females or being a lesbian at all. But towards the end of the episode, when they share the kiss, she kind of implies throughout the episode that she is. And she kind of wants to kiss Ellie just because all the guys at the party are kind of looking at her and they all want her, but they want, she kisses Ellie on the middle of the dance floor to kind of basically start shit. And that's what she did. You saw the guy come up to her and call them the D word, you know what I mean, and push her to the floor. You saw Joel come in and kind of push him like, what the fuck are you doing pushing my daughter? But still, you see Ellie like, what the fuck are you pushing him for? What do you mean? He pushed you on the ground. They were already talking about how she was the only other lesbian in the whole community. So that being even described that way can already kind of foreshadow how they're kind of shunned already in the community for being bis or lesbians. I don't know if Dina's actually a lesbian or bisexual. Again, we think she may be just a shit starter. She likes the eyes, she likes the attention. Joel and Ellie are newer, I mean, I would assume, than all the other people in the town. So she has the most leeway with them to start shit. And the way they're describing how all the guys wanted her but didn't approach her, it kind of seems like they kind of know about the kind of shit that she'd be pulling. But yeah, those two together, again, it's another situation like last season when Ellie's girlfriend or the girl that she liked got bit and turned into a zombie and turned crazy and she had to kill her. Um, Situations like that, interpersonal relationships with Ellie, a lot of people have died in the first season. So her getting close to people and her showing this emotion towards Ellie is going to send her up a shit's creek in this season. I can already see it's going to be trouble. How Ellie is just overconfident, how she took off after that blood trail to see the zombies and saw how the zombies were all kind of laid around the bear dead, saw a blood trail inside and wanted to go follow the blood trail without everybody and kind of do it on her own, kind of leading up to her falling in the hole and actually getting bit by a zombie because she ain't got no hands for real. And her having to hide that she got bit because if it comes out, which I feel like it eventually will, that she has the cure in her blood, it's going to make everybody not trust them and get all crazy and flabbergasted to why they haven't been told this whole time and shit like that. And then we have the whole Abby character throughout this episode following Joel, trying to find him. She doesn't really know who he is, but she was related to the Fireflies that he actually had to kill in the first season, the last episode. To free Ellie, he went up there and laid out everybody in that hospital and the leader. And there's just a couple of, like, I wouldn't call them teenagers or kids, but younger adults left to carry on the Firefly name. And Abby, personally, her dad was killed and she wants revenge on Joel for killing everybody, even though she doesn't really know why. But that revenge is carrying her, and we can see that she's going to be a problem throughout the season. I haven't played the game, so I don't know what goes on in season 2, but I can see that she's going to be a problem. And we saw that the pipes had roots of all the diseases and the mutation that's growing on the zombies is growing through their pipes that probably leads into their town, which is probably going to cause mass hysteria in the second episode. Probably going to kick them out of this town early, you know what I'm saying? And the girlfriend's probably going to get bit. It's going to move pretty fast, but check it out now. That's pretty much the whole episode. Nothing really happens. It kind of moves really slow. Like I said, a lot of the episode deals with Joel trying to get in Ellie's good graces. Ellie's like, fuck you. Ellie's just the asshole to everybody. The Asian dude that's trying to teach them and instruct them on the raid. She's like, fuck you. I don't take your authority. And just kind of talking back in front of everybody, just kind of trying to embarrass him. And then the lead that they got when they went out to do kind of just like a scouting mission, wouldn't listen to that lady. Yeah, Ellie just starting the season off pissing everybody off, and Dina, the troublemaker, we're gonna see what happens with her. But interesting start. Not really what I thought it was gonna be. Not really much happened, but the people that are gonna say that, the people that love the show and people like the art of it, will be like, "Oh, I love that start. I love the interpersonal relationships and all the setup." But I want to see the zombies. I want to see that like when all the zombies came out from under the house, bro. I'm trying to see some shit like that. Show me some. But that's Last of Us. Again, it's on HBO Max every Sunday. Check that out. And then lastly, of course, Daredevil. Disney Plus is Daredevil. The finale came out. First 9 episodes. Disney Plus. This episode followed the one where Matt Murdock got shot, taking that bullet from Bullseye, just kind of jumping in front of Kingpin to kind of like spin the whole narrative and kind of have Kingpin all in one type shit. We wake up to Matt Murdock in the hospital around his friends and family, kind of just being like, "Oh, yeah, you're coming too. We were waiting to see what happened." Heather basically saying, "Yeah, I knew it was. I don't know. Heather's kind of pissing me off. I don't know if she knows that he's Daredevil, or knows that Kingpin is a bad guy and she's trying to take him down from the inside, just kind of ruin his life." Or if she doesn't know that Kingpin's trying to keep her close to, again, this is spoilers again. I'm sorry. I don't want to go too far into it before telling you guys. It's a spoiler. Spoiler. Hey, spoiler. Uh, but yeah, we do get to see what happens in the aftermath. Kingpin is not happy, of course, after Daredevil, Matt Murdock saves his life. He knows that Vanessa tried to take out Foggy now, but you can't let Daredevil win. He's against vigilantes and all that. So while Matt Murdock was laid up in the hospital, he tried to send Buck, Kingpin's little henchman, to the hospital to drug and kill Matt Murdock. But when they cut the power to the city, I don't know how they were able to do that. Cut a power to like a whole Hell's Kitchen, and cause a ruckus. Matt Murdock was able to get up out of there and get back to his apartment, where we saw the Punisher waiting, which I was ready for because we saw him in one episode and he really didn't do shit. But this episode was the most fucking violent episode in the whole series, and I'm so happy they went there. I'm very, 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 very happy they went there because when they got to Matt Murdock's house, we saw Daredevil sitting there. They have a little monologue, and basically the task force that Kingpin has to take out vigilantes kind of just shows up at Matt Murdock's house because of course Kingpin knows that he's Daredevil, so he sent the goons after him. And this is where we see the shit. We see Daredevil. He's like, "All right, bruh, if I'm gonna sit here and help you, I ain't gonna take it easy on these fools and not kill them if they come in fucking with me." And of course, they bust in. Daredevil tries to do his shit, whooping ass, throwing his batons, hitting everybody in the head. Punisher wasn't having that shit. He was smoking niggas. Pow, pow, pow. Shot in the head, shot in the head, shot in the chest. Take out his Bowie knife, cut somebody's whole groin open, then cut his head off. Like, he was going dumb, stabbing the shit out of people, rolling through shit, shot dude in the head while his head was attached to the desk like 7 times. Bro, Punisher, yeah, OP. So glad he made that appearance. So happy he made that cameo. Um, Daredevil just people were mad about it because Daredevil was just in there like, stop, stop, Punisher, you gotta knock it off. Like letting Punisher kill so many people. A lot of people were saying Daredevil wouldn't have stood for that and wouldn't have let him kill so many people. But it was a dope scene, and I was really happy to see the violence and gore in a fight scene that wasn't really super dark. We did see Matt Murdock fly into the roof again in the Daredevil suit. The CGI does look a little funky. You can tell there's wires and shit there, but I remiss. I digress. Excuse me. The fight scene was epic. That led us to them getting away, and eventually them throwing a grenade in the apartment and just blowing that shit up, and they just jumped out the window. That shit was kind of dope though, because Punisher didn't give a fuck. He knew that there wasn't no parachutes or nothing. He just jumped and didn't give a fuck. But Daredevil swung the thing, caught him, and they landed on the car and walked away from that shit. And that's when Karen makes a comeback. She made it back right at the end of season to make another appearance. Her and Daredevil reconnect. We get to see the old fling of the Punisher and Karen again, because Karen was in season 1 and 2 in the Punisher, and it was a love interest there. He was protecting her for a while, and they eventually ended up falling in love, or not falling in love, but having feelings for each other. But Punisher's like, nah, I can't fuck with it because I can't have somebody get killed like my wife and kid got killed. So he probably never really get close to anybody again. And also I've heard like, yeah, he's too into the fight of trying to get revenge on everybody that's doing bad or trying to kill people for in the honor of his family, that taking away that joy and the pride in the kill would take away from him being the Punisher, and he doesn't want that part of him leaving either. So that's really cool to see. What else happened? After that, Daredevil goes and does some recon shit, trying to figure out what's going on. Fisk and fucking Vanessa got this fucking plot of land, Red Hook, I think it was called. where it's not a part of New York, not even a actual part of the country or some shit like that. It's its own territory. So they can basically sell drugs, launder money, do all that shit through that part of New York and not be in trouble for it because it's not under any laws of America. So they're doing shit over there. Daredevil is finding that shit out, and he just kind of claiming that, oh, they're doing shit like that, taking task forces out on us, trying to kill all the vigilantes. We're gonna need an army, kind of implying that the defenders are coming. They didn't show them in the episode. I'm not sure why they didn't do that, but Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, possibly Spider-Man, Moon Knight, all the street level characters may make an appearance in season 2. And I'm hoping that's what they implied by saying we need an army. And I was hella mad at the end of the episode when they're at Josie's bar and showing everybody. I thought they're gonna show flashes at least Luke Cage or somebody showing them saying that next season's gonna be the shit. But we also see Punisher eventually get caught. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, going into that building, trying to take everybody on one, killing hella people. And it's crazy to me how everybody was just shooting him in his vest while he was shooting people in the head and stabbing people in the neck and murdering people. And they just decided to let him live, beat his ass, and put him in a cage. I guess Fisk wanted to keep him alive for a reason, have his vigilantes in a cage like trophies or whatever. But the Punisher ends up getting caught. But at the end, he breaks one of the guards' arm very, 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 very brutally, and he's probably going to end up getting out. But also, shit, I can't go past the most brutal scene of the episode of the season. Of course, is when Kingpin finally gets his hand on the police general who is leaking secrets to not only one of the people in house trying to leak shit to get the who I forgot his first secretary's name. I have the people here. I should be able to see it. Let me see. What's her name? Mel. That's not Mel. Who is it? What's her name? She should be. Oh, there it is. Where's her name? That's good. Oh, this is Last of Us. I'm tripping. I was like, huh? Why is she in there? Um, but anyways, yeah. I just kind of feel, I forgot all about what I was talking about. Oh yeah, the secretary girl that kind of set up the police chief to get caught. The police chief was also going to work with BB to put out some information on Kingpin, to leak some information to make him look bad as well. But she got set up by the council, the assistant lady. He ends up getting caught up, and fucking Fisk pops his head, squishes this man's head in front of everybody to try to prove that loyalty is key. If you're not loyal, he'll rip your head apart like he did the police chief. It was fucking crazy. But me personally, I'm excited we did get to see Daredevil. I didn't think we are gonna get to see him fight at the end of the season after being shot. He was struggling a lot. He was whooping ass in that one part with Punisher, but he did kind of settle down after that because the gunshot was keeping him rendered kind of like helpless a little bit because he couldn't really fight in the suit. But the finale was cool. The violence and kind of the wrap up and us getting to see, exactly what happened. I thought it was pretty cool. But I'm excited to see what you guys think about it. And let me know if you guys seen the finale yet. Hopefully I didn't spoil it for everybody. Technical difficulties, I guess. But we back though. We were at the end of the podcast anyways, but I hope you guys weren't too thrown off by that technical interruption. But Daredevil, Last of Us, all that available now. End of the podcast, so I can let them know where to find me at before we get cut off again. It's the Best of Bias Podcast. On Instagram, Best of Bias Podcast on YouTube. It's SAC_Lydell on Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on Snapchat. Hit us up everywhere and anywhere. Let us know what you were looking for the podcast. If you enjoy the podcast, hit the bell, subscription, and the like button on the way out on the YouTube, aka thank you for everything, bro. 266 videos there on the YouTube and growing. We try to get that the followers over 102. We've been at 102 for a long time. So if you can, I would love it if you could tell your friends, tell everybody about the Best of Bias podcast. And thank you for everybody that's here today. Again, you can click anywhere in the world for a podcast, but you decide to click play on the Best of Bias podcast starring yours, Lydell Dinero, yours truly. Merch still available. Everything's still available. Dreamcon. Follow me on Twitch, Lydell_Dinero as well. We got the Twitch season 2 popping right now. Loki main, Loki Lord, by the way. So hit me up if you want to play 2K streaming. Follow, join. I need 50. We're on the road to 50. 50 followers. We need those to get to where we need to get as far as being streamers and on Twitch. I know it should have been 50 by now. I'm not doing my groundwork, but Yeah, and that's about it. Again, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties and the stoppage in the pod. I don't know what the fuck just happened there, but episode 241 in the books. I think it's 241. Let me just make sure. I could be just saying some bullshit because you know how I like to say bullshit sometimes and it's not even right. It's episode 241. Yes. Episode 241 is in the books. Thank you for being here. Hopefully I see you out there at the cons or one of the events coming soon. We need to throw our own event, you know what I'm saying? But for now, it's Lydell Dinero, aka in the background. Thank you for everything. And a smile today. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Where that theme song at? Let's go. Yeah.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Best of bias. Yeah.